In April 2023, 55-year-old Michael Dale hired Michaela Rylarsdam, an model and married mother of 3, for a highly unusual fetish session. The request was simple, or at least it seemed that way. Wrap him up in saran wrap like a mummy, glue women's boots on his feet, and pour adhesive over his eyes. But what started as a consensual encounter quickly spiraled into tragedy, leaving Dale dead and Rylarsdam facing charges that could change her life forever. It all began a month before the death. In March 2023, 29-year-old Michaela Rylarsdam, who went by the name Ashley Sincal in her work, was contacted by Michael Dale. Dale, who had a history of paying for based experiences, had stumbled across Rylarsdam's profile on a website commonly used for hiring. What followed was a series of messages that led to their meeting in late April. Michaela Rylarsdam had long been involved in the world of adult content creation, and on her website, she boasted about her extensive experience in the industry, claiming that she was able to tailor her services to any client's desires. She advertised herself as classy and intellectual, promising that she could fulfill various fantasies, from lap dances to more explicit requests, even breastfeeding. Her profile on the Secret Hostess site outlined her offerings, ranging from mild sessions at $800 to the ultimate in-call experience at $1,500. She also provided a slew of related services, from body shots to private toy shows for an additional fee. Dale, paying a hefty $11,000 for the session, made a strange request. He wanted Rylarsdam to engage in an act of that involved wrapping him in saran wrap like a mummy and gluing boots onto his feet. According to Rylarsdam, this was her first experience with this kind of behavior. But despite the unsettling nature of the request, it was all agreed upon by both parties. At 6 p.m. on April 17, 2023, Rylarsdam arrived at Dale's home in Escondido, California. Dale was reportedly intoxicated at the time, but the two continued with the agreed-upon bondage session. The events that followed were documented by Rylarsdam herself, something that would later become crucial in the investigation. As Dale lay in a vulnerable position, wrapped in saran wrap from his neck down, things took a horrific turn. Police later found disturbing evidence. A video on Rylarsdam's phone showed Dale's unresponsive body, his mouth sealed with duct tape, a plastic bag over his head, and even more saran wrap tightly securing the bag around his face. The autopsy revealed that Dale suffocated to death, with the bag placed over his head for at least 8 minutes. Rylarsdam, who had been filming content for her own page during this time, didn't initially realize the gravity of the situation. Despite Dale's obvious struggle, the video shows her continuing to create content for her followers using a vibrator, seemingly unaware or uncaring about his worsening condition. At some point, Dale stopped moving, and only then did she call 911, performing CPR in a desperate attempt to save him. Dale was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. He was declared brain dead the following day, and after a few days on life support, he was taken off. His cause of death was confirmed as asphyxiation. The video evidence was damning. Though Rylarsdam had cooperated with police by handing over her phone and other evidence, her involvement in his death soon became clear. Rylarsdam claimed she did not intend to kill him, and in fact, denied that she had placed the plastic bag over his head. However, investigators found no evidence that Dale had requested such extreme measures. His requests were focused solely on the of being wrapped in plastic and having boots glued to his feet, not on obstructing his breathing. While the case initially drew little attention, it wasn't long before public interest surged, especially after Rylarsdam was charged with second-degree murder early this year. The fact that she had filmed his final moments raised even more troubling questions about her intentions, and it was clear that this wasn't just a tragic accident. It was a situation filled with negligence, and potentially worse. The case against Rylarsdam remains ongoing, and it has sparked heated debates over the intersection of consent, negligence, and accountability in related deaths. Her attorney has argued that she didn't intend to kill Dale, stressing that the act was consensual, and that consent is a mitigating factor in this case. He also brought up the possibility that Dale's death could have been influenced by the combination of alcohol and prescription drugs in his system. However, the prosecution is adamant that no one asked for the extreme measures Rylar's dam allegedly took. Duct tape, sarin wrap, and a plastic bag over the head are not part of any typical act, they argue. As of now, Rylar's dam has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. A jury will ultimately decide if she is guilty of causing Dale's death and whether her actions were reckless enough to warrant such a charge. As we wait for the trial to unfold, we are left questioning the very nature of consent and how far it can or should go in the pursuit of pleasure.